What is up, everybody? Welcome to Busy Sticks, the Geekiverse's all video game talk show. We've got a special edition episode tonight, a packed house. Oh my gosh, look at all these beautiful faces. This is a wonderful, wonderful thing. We are drafting video games tonight. Think about fantasy football. Maybe you play fantasy hockey like John and I do, and Tim, JT, who's in the chat tonight. We do video games. We've got a video game draft. We have scores based on reviews. We're going to get into all of it here shortly. Thanks for tuning in live at twitch.tv/thegeekiverse and youtube.com/thegeekiverse. I'm Josiah Leroy. Today, the packed house. Let's go through it. John Fick. John, so many decisions are going to be made tonight that are going to affect the rest of our year.
Absolutely. Both in terms of how we're doing in this fantasy and how our friendships are going.
Yes.
100%. We don't have coffee Tim tonight. We've got Mickey Boodle Tim Talbot.
Dangerous. Very dangerous. I feel like I had to do a beer for this. Considering
it is busy already,
so.
It is.
This is technically coffee and beer, Tim, so you get the best of both worlds.
The world is not ready. And It's not just coffee and beer, Tim. Might be crowning a winner, Tim. We'll talk about last year, maybe for a few seconds here. The true king, Rashawn Anderson. Rashawn, you ready to draft?
What's popping, good people? We listen. We ready, baby. I haven't done this in a while now. I'm ready. I'm ready for a victory. But this is gonna be a tough year. This is gonna be tough. But I'm excited.
2023 was the sure bet. This year is the great unknown. Cannot wait to get into it. And joining us, our very, very special guest and friend, Derek Kramer. Derek, how ready to draft are you?
Zero. I can tell you right now, I've done next to no sort of research. You said the great unknown. Oh, this is the perfect time to walk in blind, guys. I'm loving it. It's a great idea. I suggest this draft strategy because there's zero stress to it.
I like it.
I'm going to predict that Derek wins the league, to be honest with you.
No.
It's gonna
I
be
can't even win in fantasy football, and that's the realm that I actually know.
What's football? I never heard of it.
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
Yeah, I know that
we don't talk about football. All right. We also got Mr. JT. John Toronto is not on stream tonight. He's a little under the weather, but he's going to be no doubt trash talking us from the chat. He'll also be making the selections as we go along here. But
really quick, I think we missed a great opportunity to do like a JT Force Ghost. One of the cams.
I was thinking about that. Thing. Yeah, that would have been good.
Haunting us from the grave.
Grave?
Well, hopefully not.
If you knew what happened, you would understand.
It's fine. But you know what? We're going to have some fun. We'll go through our selections. We're going to be drafting 5 selections each. I'm going to have John kind of go over what this looks like, what the rules are, what we can and can't do, what the scoring looks like. But before we do that, let's recap what 2023 looks like. I am going to pass that over to John as well. But before I do that, everybody stay tuned for the documentary. John and I had a great idea for what we want to do when it comes to what the 2023 Geekiverse video game draft looked like. Friendships were tested. Rules were really tested. When we're contacting the creator of the website, all this stuff.
Developers
Tim is contacting developers. It is getting wild. So we will chronicle that. Derek doesn't know it yet, but we're going to have him be the host of that 60-minute style mockumentary, if you will. But what happened, John? Talk us through some of the highlights. Last year, it was just you, me, Tim, and JT.
Yeah, I've got the standings up here. You can see Tim's greatest hits. Tim won the league last year. It was a shit show. Last year was a shit show in all the most fun ways possible. Mostly because Tim didn't start paying attention to his team until like October. So and
it benefited him.
It did benefit him. Yeah. So we only draft half of our roster on draft night. We pick 5 games, but our roster is 10 games this year. Last year it was 12 because we have more people. So throughout the year, you have to pick up more games and you have to fill out that roster. Tim didn't do that until October, basically. We all were competing. It was me versus JT. We thought we were the front runners. Josiah was the sleeping dog right behind us. That was definitely still could have done it, but I didn't think was a favorite. Who knows? And then all of a sudden, Tim out of nowhere drafts a bunch of games in October and ends up winning the damn thing. There was a huge controversy with a game called The Day Before, which was, if you look that up, was like some terrible sandbox game that didn't technically come out, but was released in early access, and then the game got canceled. So that was like technically the full release. JT had that game. It got a 23 on Metacritic. And I had that counterpicked, which we'll go into, so that would have swung the rock. Like, things were crazy. At the end of the day, Tim took home the crown. He's the winner. We got JT in the chat saying that it's rigged, and he demands a recount. Sir, I don't think so. Honestly, if that Day Before situation would have went my way, you would be in third place, and I'd be in second, actually. I wouldn't even have won. Tim still would have won.
Listen,
there were so many scenarios, and I'm going to break out a list for that mockumentary of like 10 things that would have changed that drastically.
Yes.
A big thing was counter picks.
Yep.
I don't think Tim did, but the rest of us made bad counter picks.
I made a horrible counter pick.
Oh, yeah, Tim did.
JT
had no bad counter picks. JT had double zeros up for his counter picks.
Tim had Starfield?
Yes, Tim had Starfield. That got him a negative 15.
Interesting. So I didn't realize that.
I had the worst counter pick with Alan Wake 2, negative 19.
So Hogwarts fell in the middle somewhere. I was okay with that, but I started off the year way behind because of that.
Yeah, because that game launched in like January, February, and you had negative 15 before you had a positive game on the board.
That was rough for sure. My third pick is still not out. It's interesting. We'll talk about a game, I'm sure, as well, that John picked in our draft in 2020 that's still on the board. So, like, there's some crazy stuff happening.
Yeah, it's crazy. Congrats, Tim. Tim is the champ. He won rightfully. No controversy behind it. Even if the Day Before thing would have gone a specific way, I wouldn't have still won. Tim takes home the crown. So congrats. You're only the second unique winner of this league. This is our fourth year doing it. I won the other 2 years, so congrats. Welcome to the club. We've got a private lounge. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, it's at my house.
Yeah,
look here.
Whenever.
Look, I remember watching last year from home because I was not back at the Geekiverse yet. Tim just had the best squad. This guy Tim, he knows his games. Okay, don't let him fool you. This guy, he knows how to draft. This guy knows how to draft. So he is a force to be reckoned with.
He did have the best draft for sure. He had a very good draft.
Here's what I did towards the end.
I remember after the podcast was over, I'm like, he's gonna win. I knew it.
So here's what I did at the end. So in October, I was like, oh shit, maybe I got a chance because I had the negative. My team did good, but the negative really hurt me. And I was like, I'm gonna really put an effort into this. So what I did is I looked for all the indie games that I know will review well. They have a specific niche of person that reviews them, and they will score high. So what I did is I picked up a lot of those games like the Talos Principle Part 2, like a lot of those games that have like a certain demographic of people that are phenomenal, but those people are reviewing the games. Yeah. So I went with it, like the Persona and like a lot of that stuff, like the indie games was like what I was hitting hard on.
Your actual 6 game draft is what carried you, honestly. You were advantageous in the fact that you were adding games in like October because you knew they were going to come out. They have release dates for the end of the year. They're a month away. There's not really a question mark as to whether or not these games are going to come out. So you were, honestly, Talos Principle is the standout, but most of the ones you added late year got you.
Grand Blue Fantasy Rising got me an 84 at the end.
Right. So you're putting up positive. The biggest thing is just getting points on the board. You filling out that roster and putting points on the board.
Which is difficult when there's nothing left.
100%.
So that
you're the only thing going for you is that they're all going to come out. But I
digress. You picked up at the exact right time, Tim, because if you waited another few weeks, you would have been in trouble. The rest of us had our rosters filled out, so you had a credit where it's due. You had an advantage there for waiting. You just waited till the exact right time, because if it was any longer, like, you wouldn't have been able to pick up some of those.
He got to play the board as a line. Nobody else could do anything. Like, the ball was in his court fully.
Make moves. Yeah, it was.
So you guys should definitely take my lead and not pick up any games at all throughout the year and just.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. So what you're telling me is to fall asleep at the wheel here.
Well, you still need to draft 5 good games.
But here's the thing I missed out on though, is that it wasn't in any of the runnings for like the Mario game and a lot of the other stuff that came out. I didn't even bother trying to bet on attention, it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was the last thing on my mind when I saw that it was coming out. So, there's where it hurt me a little bit. If I did that and also this, I would be in a much better place. So.
Sure. Well, here we are. We're back at it. 2024. We got a much bigger game this year. We've added Rashawn and our good friend Derek. So we've got 6. So we've decreased the number of games that we're gonna have on our team from 12 to 10, and we're only drafting 5 instead of 6 like we did last year. Quick overview of what Fantasy Critic is and how it works. So like Joe mentioned, it's fantasy for video games, like fantasy football. We draft 5 games. Eventually we'll have up to 10 games. And when those games come out, they get reviewed by different media outlets. There's a website called Open Critic, which takes all those reviews and gives them an average score. And that Open Critic score is your score for the game. And the way the points work is every point above 70, you get a point for your total score. So if a game comes out and it gets an 85, you've got yourself 15 points right there, right? There's bonus points if you're in the 90s. So every point in the 90s is actually 2 points. So you'll if you get like one of those bangers up there, you're really starting to compound some points over there. And then same if it goes under 70, you're losing points. You can put up negative points for a release. Game comes out, it gets a 65. Well, you've got -5 on your roster for that game. There are 2 like positions. So if you're used to fantasy football, you don't just get 10 random guys. You've got to put the quarterback in the quarterback spot, and you put your running back in your running back spot, right? We've got 2 specific positions you need to fill out. The rest are just fill them with whatever games. So we've got a new gaming franchise. So one of your games has to be a new gaming franchise, and the rule for that's up on the screen. But a game that begins a new series or a standalone game, not a sequel. It can be an existing IP if the IP has never been represented in video games before. So, interesting. We'll see what the league lets us do for that kind of stuff. Like I'm wondering, like, would Star Wars Outlaws count for that? Because like, sure, Star Wars has existed in video games before, but this is like a new Star Wars IP kind of. Like Outlaws is a new IP, so I'm not sure. I wonder how it's going to work out. We'll have to experiment with that. And the other roster spot is they call it a flex because I've added a couple of different factors to it, but it's the remake slot. So it's a reimagining, remake, remaster. So your big ones like your RE4 remakes, your RE2 remakes, Shadow of the Colossus, those kind of things. A simple port is not going to cut it. So like your Last of Us Part 2 that just came out for PlayStation 5, that wouldn't be eligible for your remake spot. And it's not eligible to draft at all, actually. So those are the 2 specific spots. You fill out the rest. And then the last thing, which we will be drafting today, are counter picks. So counter pick is a fun little wrinkle that Fantasy Critic has. After we all select our 5 games, there's one more round in the draft when we all pick one of each other's games that we either think is going to perform poorly or maybe not come out. Because the way the points work on your counter pick is whatever points that game gets, you get the opposite. So if that game comes out and does an 85 and you have it counter picked, you're going to get -15. If that game comes out and does a 50, you're going to get +20. See what I'm saying? So whatever the game does, you're rooting for the opposite. A good strategy is often to counterpick a game that you think is just not going to come out at all. Because if we've only got 5 games each, chances are that they're going to score pretty decently well, unless you've got some insider information. So a good strategy is to go for a game that you think might not come out because that gets a 0. Another quick caveat to the counterpick: when I counterpick one of your games, it locks it in for you. You cannot drop it, no matter what. So counterpick is I'm locking that game into your roster no matter what. It's kind of like a double-edged sword there. There's some strategy to the counterpick, but that's basically it.
In 2023, a bad counterpick strategy would be to select Hogwarts Legacy.
Correct.
A good one.
That sounds like a great idea.
A good one would be to pick
Rebirth,
pick Hollow Knight.
Right.
So
or Suicide Squad.
I blocked John, for example, from being able to drop that. If the game hit, let's be honest, it was probably going to score very well. I would have been screwed, but I was confident that game was not going to come out, and that's great. Basically, neither of us lost points on it. We just, that was advantageous in such a tight fantasy year.
You locked my number 2 overall pick of the draft. You locked me into a 0 with that counter pick.
Yep. And then my third was, with Suicide Squad. So there's some strategy to it, and I'm so curious to see how this plays out this year now.
Me too. Those are the rules. Any questions from the panel here about the rules?
I'm just curious as to how
such a good-looking guy won.
Well, I mean, sure, I guess. But Josiah was on radio, so he's already out of that discussion for that question. But I'm just curious as to how ridiculously high the scores got last year, considering it was one of the best in gaming.
It was interesting. It wasn't even our highest scoring year. Because there was a lot of negatives up on the board. You got Josiah picked Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, gets stuck with a -11 for that. He counterpicked Hogwarts Legacy, got stuck with a -14. So even though he had some bangers on his list like Tears of the Kingdom and Armored Core, he still only scored a 105, which is a relatively low score for a full year, and it was very similar throughout everybody else's roster. So
I think I agree with that.
The biggest score, Tim had obviously the highest score with 135 was his total, and he had a really solid roster. And he even had a -15, a -3, and a 0 up on his list. So
I think the biggest thing too with a lot of that too is that the problem is at the end of the draft you have to counterpick. So if all the games are good, you're limited on what you can pick. You just hope that something doesn't release, and like in the scenario that it's good or does release, like you're screwed regardless.
Yep.
So
Like when I did this in 2021 and picked Final Fantasy 16, and it came out this past year.
Yep.
Right.
There you go. That's how it goes. I mean, Hellblade Senua's Saga has been drafted all 4 years that we've done this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
That was
assuming
my
it's gonna
zero
get drafted
this
today.
last
But yeah, that's it. I think we're in a good spot.
Yeah.
Rip.
JT, are you good to go? You're our first pick here, brother.
Oh,
I think
drama.
I'm just gonna click start drafting, and I think that's gonna warning. Once you start drafting, you can no longer add or remove players. That's fine. Well, maybe I should remove JT first, and I'll leave him. All right, the draft is in progress. So it's JT's pick, so he should lock that in
JT's
once
on
he
the clock.
can. Your pick.
John, I do have a question which will not affect JT's pick.
Cool.
But we have to draft 5 games, but like, do they all have to be in the regular slot, or can I pick 3 and then pick 1 in the flex,
Whatever you want.
1 in the new gaming?
Yeah, you
Okay.
don't have to fill either of those extra spots right now, but you can.
But I can. Okay.
So I think that if you pick a game that is the pick is in, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is the first overall pick of the draft from JT. I think that's an
that was
obvious.
an obvious one.
That's an obvious one. That's that's the one. And so it automatically went into his flex, which is remake, remaster, reimagining, because it's a remake, obviously.
Hang on, I'm not seeing this in real time. I see the.
Yeah, we gotta log back in, Rashawn. You may be doing the same thing as me.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, just refresh.
You can view the league without like being logged in.
I think even if you're not logged in, you should.
There it is. Yep. No, we got it. Yep.
Cool.
We got it. Just a refresh. Yep.
Yeah, now I see it.
All right, the second pick is in. Tim has picked Persona 3 Reload, the obvious number 2, I think. Very good pick.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I was hoping to get there.
That brings us to Josiah for the third pick of the draft.
All right, let's do this.
Why?
Yeah, JT, it's the right pick for sure.
Yeah, I was hoping he would skip over it, but
Tekken 8 for Joe. I like that pick, Joe. That's a good pick.
Yeah, that's a good one.
again,
I
a
think
specific demographic.
For
Yeah.
what?
Tekken. I mean, the people play that love fighting games, so that's like a really good pick.
And they've done well the last year or two in this draft, and that game in previews and hands-on is doing really well.
Yeah, for sure.
So hopefully it'll bring me some points.
Let's see here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth.
All right.
Yeah, that's a
Good
good one.
pick.
That's a good one.
That is
I had that
definitely
high
good.
as well.
Oh,
Horrible
I
fucking- horrible
accidentally added it only to my watch list. Let's do that properly. There we go. Now I have selected it.
Awesome. I still don't see it. Did it come through? Any for you guys?
Wait, hang on.
Oh,
Hang on.
Oh.
It already has reviews, actually.
What?
Whoa.
Already?
It is telling me this game already has reviews.
hey, John, I just pulled a John.
Doesn't it come out in like a few days?
That's
It
why.
does.
Yeah.
That's why.
Oh, it's that close.
Oh
Okay.
no.
The review embargo was probably it could have been today, to be honest.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Oh, bro.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Well, if the Bills could have just not even made it to the playoffs, we wouldn't have had to worry about rescheduling this, and that would have been better
Right?
for all of our mental health. I bet.
Or if the snow decided to actually lay off, that would have been nice. I would have been able to take that game.
I guess that's true.
You know what?
Wow.
We'll pull a pivot here, and
Controversy already.
yeah, we got controversy already in the draft. So
is what
I'm
it
gonna
is.
go ahead and take Dragon's Dogma.
All right, that's a fun
That's
one.
a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Yep, that's on mine.
People have been
Okay.
waiting a long time for that.
I just pulled the John.
What'd you do? Did you spill your beer? Oh no!
Oh no!
I literally quit playing the game Tunic because I spilled the beer while I was streaming that game, and I was
Tunic.
like, yeah. And I just never played again. I was so annoyed that happened. Like, and I just never picked that game back up. Get all the paper towels. Towels.
Towels.
There we go.
It's me
John,
now,
so-
right?
Oh yeah, that's you.
Okay.
John, it's funny. I see Taken from the list, and I think of Alan Wake too. Taken.
Oh, Taken. Got it.
I'm gonna go this one.
What do you got here, Rashawn?
I'm going Rise of Ronin.
Rise of Ronin.
Rashawn, I was hoping that would slip through.
Nah, Team Ninja, baby. We on there.
Yeah,
We on
that's
there.
gonna be sick. I'm really
Yeah.
excited for that game.
All right, draft.
Yeah, I
Good
think
pick.
that's going to be the anchor for my team. So let's just pray. And then we
Since
go
I've been
from there.
watching previews on that, I've been dying to get back to Ghost of Tsushima. I'm ready for another playthrough of that.
Word.
I mean, there's worse ways to go on a prayer there, Rashawn. Like that.
That is true. I was looking at some of the other ones. I'm like, nah. First pick, we got to go strong here.
Well, have some fun with it.
Right.
Rashawn, that was the clear choice for new game franchise too. Like that was it.
Well,
Yeah,
I thought you would have wanted Star Wars Outlaws, so I'm like, let me be nice to Joe and let me not pick that one.
I learned my lesson. I got to stop picking games that I like. You know,
It is.
doesn't mean they're good.
It
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
It's a tough mold to break. I've locked in Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door,
That's a good one, John.
and I've got another pick, which is fun. And I think for the third time, I think I had it all 3 years.
No,
I'm drafting Hollow Knight Silk Song.
Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight. No, I'm not helping. Hollow Knight Silk Song. This makes it 3 years in a row to make, I believe,
Think
my
it's happening?
roster.
It still has a TBA on Fantasy Critic too.
It's got to come out eventually. It's got to be this year.
That's a high pick, John. I'm not
I love
confident in that.
I'm confident enough.
I love it.
That's my counter pick.
That could be detrimental. This game's been in development for so long.
Real quick, Flex is what again? Because I got my new game category down.
Remaster, reimagining,
Right.
remake.
Got it.
If you hover over the flex, it shows you what it.
Oh yes, it does.
Process.
Yes, it does. My man.
Rashawn is on the clock.
It's the second pick, and it's already tough here. Okay, let's.
This is gonna be
try.
a struggle.
No, I'm gonna save that one. Okay, we're gonna do this here.
Man, Tim's cleaning his chair and everything. He really messed up. Tim, how we doing, brother?
You know what?
Still muted.
We
I
going.
may or may not have spelled it inside my keyboard.
Oh,
I didn't think I
no.
would draft this game. I thought one of you would, but you know what? I think it's a safe second choice. I'm not ready to go risky yet, but it's a safe second
Okay,
choice.
Hellblade,
We're going
That's a
yeah.
definite
Hey.
safe pick. That game's
Yeah.
gonna do so well.
That's gonna.
Yeah,
that's
I
gonna be
like
the
what
game.
I saw. I like what I saw. So let's
This
let's
is
lock it in.
Hellblade 2's year.
Yes,
Yeah.
let's lock it in. Yep.
Now
I'm
you see,
fine though if it only scores 7 out of 10 this year, and I just like the game. You know?
After all these years, I will riot.
Rashawn, you'd made mention already of being nice to Josiah about drafting games that he wants to draft, and
if
Josiah.
Rashawn wanted it, he would do it. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Don't even.
That's
No,
also
no,
true.
he said that, and you also said I need to stop selecting games that I just like.
Yeah, Josiah's a feelings guy. He's not. He doesn't always fully use the logic. He's a feelings over facts
Ouch.
guy.
No.
Can be.
The
Not
thing
always.
is,
I'm
the thing is, vibes also can win the day, and I'm going to take Star Wars Outlaws simply for A, being kind of a jerk to Josiah, but B, more importantly, for the vibes.
Love
There
it.
you go.
Hang
It
on.
looks good. Looks good though.
I
It does
had
look
Star
good.
Wars.
Like I'm excited to play that. There needs to be more Star Wars IPs with not Jedi centric and like not like Battlefront in a way. I would
agree.
love a story.
Yeah.
Like I love the fact of a story driven game with someone that isn't Jedi. Just because of the fact that those are underrepresented in the movies.
Mhm.
But like for example, Andor did such a great job
Mhm.
with that story, and Rogue One is one of the best movies that there is. That's fact.
Word.
Yeah.
I know I'm
Yeah,
on the
you're right.
clock here, but my thoughts on Star Wars, and I agree. I hope that game kills. First of all, I'm not totally confident it comes out this year. I think it will.
You should
But
totally counterpick it.
I didn't have it in my top 15. Just if that helps anyone.
Oh wow.
Nope, we're going
Okay.
vibes pick
To
here,
shake
baby.
the Josiah bias a little bit.
I
there.
do under. Yeah,
Okay.
I've been not like. I don't know.
It's also
I-
Ubisoft. That is the one
That's the
nervous
thing.
thing with me. It's Ubisoft. I'm like, I know they just got a W with Prince of Persia, but they're prone to taking one W and taking 5 straight L's. So
I'm with you.
yes.
I'm cautiously
That's like
optimistic
me.
in terms of how the game's gonna how I'm gonna like the game. I think I'm gonna enjoy it regardless, and I'm cautiously optimistic about that. But whether or not it reviews well and critically acclaimed, that's a different thing.
That's the thing. I know I'm going to like that game.
Right.
Will the score get me any points on that? I don't know. I mean, that'd be great, but I don't have to worry about it now. Thank you, Derek. It was a
Yeah,
gift.
you're welcome. I'll take that one for you. I'll take the heat.
All right. I guess my strategy hasn't really changed too much here. There's one or two that I was hoping might fall. I'm gonna go. Man, Rashawn, you weren't kidding. It's already getting tough.
yeah, no, second pick. I'm like, oh, what do we do?
That's the other reason why I did what I did.
Yeah, just gotta grab games you're aware of at this point.
Yep.
Good luck, JT.
This might be a crazy pick, but I think this is a safe pick. I don't know if this is embarrassing or not.
How can it be crazy?
It's
and
Princess
safe?
Peach.
No, hang on.
Okay.
One second. Are you guys seeing that come through or not? I'm spinning. So probably not.
No, nothing yet.
All right.
Not yet. Yeah.
1 second. All right, here we go. This game came out. Well, a version of this game, I should say, came out in 2021 and cleaned up.
Oh, I think I know what you got. It's on my list too. Yeah, that's what Microsoft Flight Simulator
Oh,
2024.
Yeah, that's it. Hey,
That
you know
game
what?
will score, I think, confidently a 9 out of 10 on average.
I think I agree with you.
That is a very good pick.
Okay, Josiah, he's not in his feelings. Josiah is coming to win this year. There's no more feelings with him.
What'd you pick? Let me see.
Rashawn, I'm
Microsoft
sick of the
Flight Sim.
sappy shit. I'm here to win this year. I
All right,
changed
well,
it
that's
up.
him.
I think I can use my keyboard again.
Nice.
Hey, there you go.
But kudos, it's a good thing your keyboard smells like Minky Boodle. So
True.
glass half full, even though it's empty because
Glass is fully empty.
Go ahead. I'm so sorry, everybody.
Let's see.
Keyboard half full.
Yes, it is. I can't wait for Tim to have a typo. We could say his keyboard's drunk.
Right.
I love this draft already. I'm telling you.
It's so
this
much
is
fun.
good. Yeah.
Like you guys said, it's already tough when we're not even done with round 2.
There's games out there.
Rashawn, there was a game that I wouldn't say I would have a bias towards, but there was one that I was resisting the pull from in the second round there, which I'll circle back to.
I think I know what it is. You'll say it if it ends up getting picked, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
It'll get picked.
Tim, see, this guy Tim knows his games, man. That was on mine.
Black Myth.
Dang it. I was hoping that no one would pick it and I'd get it as my last pick. But
that was going to be my pick if it wasn't
no shot that was going to make it to your
Simulator.
last pick.
Listen, I don't know what you guys sometimes.
All right,
I had that
JT, your
next.
turn. That first round went just about how I expected it to.
Yeah, that was textbook.
Oh yeah, let's.
Wukong. I can't wait for that.
That game looks wild.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember when I first saw it, I thought it was a fake game. I think I saw it in 2020. I thought it was a fake game, and then it was actually real. I'm like, okay,
Yep.
not a fake game. That's not the word. I never thought it would come out to the West. That's what I should say. Not a fake game. It's obviously real.
I did not think it'd be a game that I'd want to draft.
No, that's a good pick, man.
I was resisting a little
There's
bit.
There's not a bad pick yet. I'll be honest. Like I'm looking at, there's not a bad pick yet. There's not a pick that I feel is controversial or that I'm like someone's gassing up a game. I think this is all solid.
The only one I think is Star Wars Outlaws, and that's not even that big of an offender. Because
I was the most offendable.
I do think that game's going to be good. It's the most worried I am of any game that's on this list.
I knew JT was going to pick Princess Peach. I knew it.
Is that what he took?
I knew it. He didn't know what else to pick. I knew it.
We kind of left something on the board there.
There's
when it comes to their hype factor.
There's games. There's games out there, fellas. JT, you get one more pick.
He really don't know what to pick now.
Yeah, I'm not. I
love the anticipation of just waiting for the game to show up.
I know. that is kind of fun.
The best part.
I know.
He does know he has 2 picks, right?
Yeah, I told him in the text message, and I think he's watching the stream too. So, I mean, JT, not a bad start though. Final Fantasy VII and Princess Peach, Nintendo.
Final Fantasy VII is gonna bank so many points that his next 2 picks don't matter.
Right.
JT,
That's not totally true.
JT, you drafted the LeBron James, the GOAT of games for this year. So
I honestly think that the best pick in the first round was Tim's. I think Persona 3 Reload has the highest.
That's true.
You know,
if final. So for me, LeBron's the GOAT. Y'all know that. So if Final Fantasy VII is the LeBron, then Persona 3 is that's the Michael Jordan pick. Like you can't go wrong with either.
Yeah. I think that Final Fantasy VII has a higher ceiling. Like I don't think that Persona 3 Reload is going to get 99s, you know, but I think Final Fantasy VII could, but I also think it has a lower floor too. Like I think it could possibly hit like, you know, an 87, where I don't think I think Persona 3 Reload is low 90s no matter what.
I think you're hitting a specific
demographic.
You're hitting a specific demographic. If they change a lot of stuff about the game, you get people pissed off.
That's not going to reflect in reviews, though. You're not going to get those kind of emotional things in reviews. Like that game is going. That game's going to be good, dude. That game's going to review really well.
I had Persona 2nd on my board. That was going second. If
it was my 2.
Yeah, for sure.
That was my 2 too. I mean, I would have picked Rebirth first. I was hoping he didn't pick it. So, JT, don't forget you have 2 picks.
Yeah, just text him again. Just make sure he knows.
I told you he knows it's his pick. He don't know what I'm telling you. He don't know what to pick. I'm telling you right now. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what to pick.
Guys, but here's the thing. So circling back to Derek.
We got it. Unicorn Overload, Lord.
Damn, dude. Fuck.
Okay. John was saying.
I'm not even kidding.
I thought you didn't know what to pick.
That's my next game. That was my next game, 100%.
That he thought Star Wars Outlaws might have been like the iffy pick of the first 2 rounds. I said Derek's going to win the league, which tells me Star Wars Outlaws is going to be great. So
there you go.
Joe,
hang on. How often are you right though?
Not very often.
All right, so then let's slow it down.
It's a win-win though, because if you win, it's good, but if you lose, it's even probably better. I'm sorry.
Low key, JT just got a banger. That game's going to score so well. Vanillaware, they made their last game was 13 Sentinels. It did like 90s.
Oh, Tim with the quick.
We clicked on that. I knew I was getting.
God damn it. Another great pick.
You gotta watch out for Tim, man. He picks these games. You're like, what is that? And then they end up being 90s.
Again, specific demographic.
Tim all the time will reference a random PlayStation 1 game from like 1999, and John and I are like, "You're full of shit. You're making it up."
Yo, when I was watching your the Xbox developer direct recap y'all did, I was dying laughing when you said, "Yeah, you know what? None of us have played a Mana game, but we bet Tim played one." Because I'm like, I know he's played one.
I fucking played it.
Tell me I'm right.
I played it multiple times. I got it on my iPad the one time because I really wanted to play it.
Yeah, he's on his iPad.
Played it on his iPad. All right, I'm up. I'm sorry.
But no, Metaphor ReFantazio. That's the next like new IP from the people who made Persona. Like that's huge. Big pick. The pick is in.
Let me do
Helldivers 2. All right, that's a good pick.
That's a good one.
The
2
only
weeks. We'll see.
the only Sony exclusive this year, probably.
All right.
We'll get another one.
So it's time to get a little risky here.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yep.
And I'm also going to play into the tabletop RPG side of things here.
Mhm.
There's one game in tabletop that I will never, ever invest in because of how expensive it is.
Skylanders.
Warhammer 40,000.
Warhammer 40K.
Disney Infinite.
Space Marine 2 is going to be my pick here, but looking at miniatures for Warhammer is overwhelming if you go to any tabletop store.
Yeah, it's wild. I also still don't think it's real. I feel like Warhammer 40,000 is like a thing that people just made up, and like everyone just keeping the joke alive that it's real.
It's a game within a game, right?
Like it has to be.
It's the one that I will never
making up characters.
Yes,
like. I can't try it.
It's the name of a game you would see in a TV show. It's like, oh, what are you playing? Warhammer 40,000. Like, you know, it's a fake game in a TV show.
But the other thing is that it's just always called, like, in short, it's just called 40K.
Yeah.
40K. And look, I already invest way too much time, money, and other resources into painting minis. I can't get into 40K. Like,
I think you could.
I like it. I like that pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a video game pick, this is probably a good one.
For sure. Good pick. Rashawn is on the
Sean,
board.
don't do it to me. Let it pass. Let him pass.
You're not getting it.
Make
I'm
it
locked
back.
in, fellas. Give me 1 second.
Make it back.
What's the timer? How much time I got left?
You're like negative 20 seconds.
Oh, shoot. My bad. I got you. Hold on. Sorry. My fault.
I bought you time by talking about things. Don't worry about it.
You owe us time. We did say that $1 for every 10 seconds over, so.
Just waiting for this to load. There we go. Okay.
What do we got from Mr. I have 1 minute? I don't see it yet. Did you do it?
Yeah, it's loading right now.
Locking in. Let's see.
Fun fact, I tried to pick up Baldur's Gate 3 over the summer.
Yeah.
So I'm going Zenless Zone Zero here. Listen, every time Hoyoverse releases, since Genshin Impact, they've been on a roll. Genshin, Honkai, they continuously win mobile game of the year when they release something. So this is their next project. So it's definitely coming out. I just hope that this is third time's the charm and they continue to be successful. So I'm gonna go with Hoyoverse on this one.
I like it. I pick my first of 2 picks is in Visions of Mana. I feel like
back to back is so nice.
you don't bring this franchise back after 15 years unless you got something to say.
It looks phenomenal. It looks so good.
I love the art. I love it. It's
like one of the first games that had like a exploration, like Zelda style combat that was also an RPG.
Right. I don't know if I need to take this now, but I think I want to.
Do it. Don't do it, John.
Oh, I think I got you. I'm sorry.
Don't do it.
I think it's it. I think we're on the same page here. The pick is in.
Earthblade.
Is that it? Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, that was not it, but that was a great pick.
All right. Earthblade.
So before I make this 4th pick, So after this next pick, I only have 1 more before we start doing counter picks, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So let me get my remake in. I'm gonna get this in now. This is one. Now this is the risk. This is the riskiest one.
It is. It is. But I'm confident it's gonna come out.
There's 2 that I searched. So I'm wondering if this is gonna be the one you're thinking. But I'm getting it before one of y'all weasels get in here and snatch it from me.
Oh boy.
I'm hoping for an October release for this one. Silent Hill 2.
Nice.
That's close. I almost just dropped an F-bomb. Okay.
I've been doing that a while and I have to stop.
That's good.
So that one hurts. I was about to snag that.
Rashawn, my projection was so round 3 or 4. I'm like, I don't know how far this goes.
I knew it would
all the horror remakes.
I knew it would slip to around this time. Yeah.
That is such an iffy one though, because it could be hit or miss. It really could be.
I know. Out of the remakes, that's the best I got.
Yeah.
No, there's another one.
There's one
left.
left.
One more. Yeah, there's one more.
I'm less confident that one comes out.
Exactly. That's what I was typing. That's why it took me so long. I was actually planning for the next pick.
Yeah.
That's why it took me so long.
So you ever see those commercials where Dikembe Mutombo is just blocking everything?
Yeah.
No.
I'm the 4-year-old walking up with the basketball, going to throw this thing up to the hoop because this is going to get counterpicked so fast.
Oh, it's Suicide Squad.
Because this is going to be even riskier. Pokemon has been very silent about anything coming out this year, but they always have a game every year. Scarlet and Violet is too fresh for a new generation. What has the fan base been clamoring for the most?
Gen 2 remakes.
Gen 5 remake.
Yeah,
Black and
Gen
White.
5. Yeah, Gen 5 is pretty big.
It is literally an unannounced category as a pick.
Yeah.
But I'm going with
Go
Pokemon Black and White.
No, that's getting counterpick.
Like I said, I'm the 4-year-old running a basketball up to the net, and there's one of you is going to tumble this so hard.
Hey, I hope that comes out, and I hope that's real because I love Black and White, and I love the remakes. I love BDSP. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I thought were so much fun. I did not understand the hate behind those remakes. They were so faithful.
Most of the remakes have been perfectly fine. Like Gen 2 remake with Soul Silver and Heart
that's
Gold.
The best.
Yeah, that's still the best one.
Fire Red, Leaf Green.
Fire Red with Leaf Green, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, like those.
Dude,
so,
Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, those might be the best ones, actually.
Yeah, but all of the remakes have been good. And now it's Unova's turn, and it's already a well-established, well-received game within the Pokemon franchise.
Yeah, I think the further we get away from
the
it,
riskiness of it is they have been mute about anything so far.
Yep.
But all it takes is that random Nintendo Direct on a random Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you're in the game. Yeah,
for sure.
I'm in the game, and I'm hoping it's that because it's too soon to go for a new generation. I would love another Legends game.
Me too, dude. I would also love another Let's Go game. I love Let's Go.
Yo, dude, same. I agree.
Give me Let's Go Johto, dude.
Yeah, but this is probably the one that I'm gonna go, and it's a reach, and one of you's gonna Mutombo this so bad.
It's a fun pick. I like it.
Yeah.
Josiah's struggling, man. Listen, get your remake out the way, brother. Just get it out the way. You know, there's only one left. There's only one real remake left.
I bought you so much time just now. You're welcome.
Yeah, I think it's a good pick. I don't feel comfortable counterpicking that because I don't even know if he actually picked it, but
he did.
No, not you. I'm talking about what we're all talking around.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not making to me, so I'm going to say it. We're all talking about Metal Gear Solid 3, obviously. I don't feel confident enough to draft it or to counterpick it. It's one of those things where it's like, I have no idea.
If you counterpick it, you're in trouble because if that does come out,
I know that's another Alan Wake 2 for me.
No, I don't think that game's coming out this year.
Okay.
I really don't.
I just would be curious what your remake you're gonna pick is. Then
I mean, you don't have to take it now. You can grab it throughout the year.
For sure.
I didn't pick. I think my remake I ended up getting it throughout the year.
Oh, really? I thought we had to get that out the way now. I mean, I'm still satisfied with mine.
Yeah,
but.
I mean, it's smart too because like you have less of a chance that a game gets announced. You know, if your regular board is what's available, there's going to be more games that come out no matter what.
So just by the end of the year, if we don't pick a remake, you would have to pick one by the time.
You got to get something.
Yeah, or you take a 0.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know. I thought we had to draft him here today.
No,
so that's why I did what I did.
Oh,
this has shown in enough.
Oopsies.
Like with PlayStation showing like the reel for here's what it's just a commercial really. What you can expect in 2024. They did feature Silent Hill 2 remake. They did show Metal Gear in that. Doesn't necessarily mean that's coming out. It means it's probably penciled in. But
Joe, real quick, before you make your pick, Derek, I'm allowed to undo the last pick. Do you want to undo that Pokemon pick? I'd be fine with that. If you thought you needed a remake in there, I'd be fine undoing that pick for you.
No, you know what? My brand is taking chances.
Okay, fair enough.
I respect it.
Aaron, am I good?
I won't counterpick that, but I can't guarantee the rest of them won't.
Yes, you are good to pick your pick.
Someone's going to. It doesn't matter.
All right, Joe.
Well, he picked it anyway.
Yeah.
I think it's a great pick. Listen, I think that's a great pick. I think it's a great pick. I think that's
Listen, it was that or Silent Hill for me.
Even if it wasn't a remake, it was a great pick.
Yeah. I think Silent Hill is more of a lock, if you will. Yeah. I didn't even talk. I'm picking Frostpunk too. So
There you
I
go.
think Metal Gear is a total roll the dice.
I gotta
That is
pick
one
that.
where if it comes out, like I'm in good shape though.
Yeah.
doesn't,
Frostpunk
it's a
1
zero.
was a hit, so
Good pick.
safe bet.
It was on my board. JT in the chat said he noticed he had a pretty good gaming year personally. Pokemon Violet, Hogwarts Legacy, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and Spider-Man 2. Yeah, that's like a unheard of year for games for you, man. You almost could have been on the top 10 conversation. Yeah, it is your pick. I'm sure you're aware of that.
You got a full list.
Got a pair.
I was
wait.
an Arkham
Is it
game
just the
away
one
from
and then the
having a
counter pick,
perfect
right?
year.
Yes, we have one. JT has 2 picks left, but everybody else has 1 pick left, and then we do the counter picks.
Yeah.
So,
I have 6 games left on my list. That has not been picked.
And you had 20 to start.
20 to start. Yeah. Y'all scooped them up.
I feel good about what I have left.
Can't believe I spilled beer everywhere.
That's always the worst, dude.
I did have it too close to my keyboard though, so that's my own fault.
So funny, like a dragon sitting at the top of the available games.
Yep, and we just can't pick it.
Can't pick it.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, that one's gonna hurt for me.
That's one of the
You know
big
how I
dogs
said I
off
was
the
making
board.
I was making a list of all the like 2023 things that happened that could have changed the draft. I'm gonna start 2024s with that. If we had drafted a week earlier, Derek could be sitting with that game.
It's just now it's just sitting at the top of everyone's list, teasing us.
With so much more hype than the next.
JT took Suicide Squad.
Oh god.
Oh,
That's how you know he just didn't know.
But you know what?
He just didn't
Here's
know.
the thing. No, Rashawn, it means it's going to be a good freaking game because he did it with Hogwarts last year.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Listen, Hogwarts didn't have the trail of let's just say feces that Suicide Squad has going into it.
Not
quite,
like that.
But I don't think anyone had confidence in Hogwarts.
I see.
JT did.
I think a lot of people did.
That one PlayStation showcase sold people.
I disagree.
No
I think you even go back to conversations, Joe. Me and you didn't understand why people were so excited. Like people were pretty. I don't think anybody was like, oh, next, best game of the year or whatever. But I think people were
definitely on the fence. It wasn't like overly positive.
You and I
was
like
on the fence.
People were excited because it was a Harry Potter RPG. Like, that's sick, no doubt about it. I did not think that game was going to be a great game.
I think you and I are in the minority of that, though. Like we had conversations.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think we were. For people who were interested in that game and were going to play it, I think that the way that game showed was positive for them.
I didn't think reviewers were going to average that to be like a 9 out of 10.
That's different though. Yeah, you're right. I didn't expect.
I think Suicide Squad was a good pick.
I don't know. We'll see.
Wolverine. I don't think coming out.
Oh man, I'll take that. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think I get the first counter pick.
That's no.
I do.
He lost.
Yeah, you do.
I mean,
Sean is more mad right now than when I said I loved Iron Man 3 in 2020.
JT.
Hey man, to his credit, Insomniac, wild. They pump out games like it's nobody's business. If that game comes out, the fact that he got that with his last pick.
No, we're not gonna do this. We know the game isn't coming out. JT, Google is your friend. The game is not coming out. It's not coming out. We have their whole schedule for the next 10 years. We're not doing this. No optimism. JT.
If it does,
brother. I love you, brother, but come on.
Google is your friend. That needs to be a clip right there.
Google is your
friend. He's sick, man. Give him a break.
He is sick. That's true. Oh, we love you, JT. Just let that be known.
He said his sources tell him that it's going to be released in December 2024. Same guy who announced the Kane deal.
JT, the reason why I'm upset right now is because I expect greatness out of you, and that was mediocre. You do, in the words of Kratos, be better. I'm done. Go ahead.
Sources, I made it up.
What do we got here, Tim?
I changed my pick.
I know you can do that.
I was going to go with something else, and then I switched it. I got to go with my gut.
Grand Blue?
I was going to pick something else, but I'm not confident it was going to come out, so I had to switch it.
All right. Now, yeah.
Wait, Grand Blue, what?
Yeah.
That is coming out. It's about to come
No,
out.
no, not this one. There's a different
game.
game that I
Oh,
was
oh,
gonna
oh.
get. Yeah,
Got
the
it,
other
got
game
it.
I was looking at. And I was looking. I was like, I don't
Grand
know.
Blue
like,
was
I
on
don't
my
know what it
list,
is.
so I'll take that off.
Zyla Roy is on the clock.
I had it on my list as well.
I played
I mean,
the
the
demo.
first
It's
one did
actually
so
pretty. It's pretty good.
That's what I heard. That's why I picked it.
Yeah, it was all right. I had fun with it.
Hmm.
I don't know if I'll buy it for $60 or $70, but
Yeah.
it was a good little demo.
Between two, I don't think either are going to get taken when it gets to me.
Hold tight, hold tight.
Holding tight.
You're waiting with bated breath.
Yeah, it wouldn't go that far. It locked me out. 1 second.
It'll log you up.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Fantasy Critic.
You're
What
welcome.
a bunch of jerks. Just kidding. I love this website. This is so much fun.
It's really cool.
It is cool.
What a great idea. And kudos to someone for executing on this.
Right. Yeah, I think it's like a one-man show.
I believe it is.
He's got some
All
like
right, this
community mods, but
Rashawn, this is where I've like struggled with I'm like, okay, I'm at pick 4 or 5. So now I can pick games that I like, you know.
Right.
I'm not gonna do that stuff.
Yeah.
Can't
Yeah, I'm
do
in
it.
between. I'm thinking about one. I don't want to get burned, but I think I might have to pick it.
All right.
Unless you pick it. Or
do
Derek
it.
picks it.
I mean, I
Nothing flashy.
don't know much of many things here.
Oh, I forgot about that one, Joe. Oh, that actually
Good
you know
one.
what? Yeah.
That should get a good average. You know?
Yeah.
Nothing too spicy.
Let's see.
I think I literally have that pre-ordered. I forgot to add it to my list.
Oh,
Mario
okay.
versus Donkey Kong. Nice, good pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
I am
All right,
really
I'm
excited
gonna-
for Princess Peach, though. I will say that. Like that game looks like a blast. All right, go, Derek.
I'm gonna
Sorry.
take NCAA football remix.
No, you're not.
Get out.
No, I'm
He's
not.
not. I don't think he's allowed to. I don't think it's eligible.
It is on the list as like eligible, but no, I'm not putting my trust in EA Sports. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you might as well just quit the league at that point.
Yeah, at that point, I'm just telling you guys, here, I like to get kicked on the ground. Aim for the ribs.
Or the hip.
They make a nice cracky sound if you hit it hard enough. So, I am, though, going to dip back into a remaster and kind of stick a little bit with the, with not only the riskiness of it, possibly with score-wise, but also sticking with some Star Wars stuff here. Let's keep the vibes going. I'm a vibes guy, big vibes guy here. I am going to go ahead and take Star Wars Dark Forces remaster.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Can you?
Oh, I accidentally did it on the queue again. I'm great at this.
Dude, I did the same thing. I had to build up and then I was like, hold tight.
This dude's list is besides Dragon's Dogma, this dude's list is the definition of like going to Vegas and just saying F it. I'm putting my whole life savings in here, and
Okay.
I'm either walking out a millionaire or
I don't know if
nothing.
I'm allowed to pick this.
Rashawn,
says
we
game
already have
Would
a
end up in an
trash talker.
ineligible slot.
Yes.
His
So it's
name
just
is
a
JT.
it's just a port. That's why.
Oh, okay.
I don't think
So-
it's technically. It's not a remake or a remaster. I think it's just a port.
It'll just drop into the normal games then?
No, I don't think you're allowed to draft it.
Actually, if I check it and...
You can try it.
I tried it. I did it.
Hold on. Why is it?
It's a
What is
It's
that?
orange.
drama.
So
Yeah.
we should delete it.
Yeah. So I don't know why I let you
I'll
draft
let you
it.
delete that then.
That's
I don't
so
know.
weird.
That is weird.
Yeah.
All right.
I would get rid of that.
Yeah.
How do we undo that?
I'll take care of it.
John.
It's
Okay.
because it's a.
It's just a port.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Already have reviews, maybe.
No, it's just a port.
No.
It's a 1995 game that they're bringing to like PS5. But it's
Gotcha.
not
Oh,
really
okay.
a
So they're
PS5
not...
game.
It's not a remake then.
No, it's just a port basically.
They're
Okay.
up-resing some of the graphics basically, and they're not really
Okay.
building anything. Yeah.
All right
All right,
then.
draft is back.
Although I've never played
There we
that
go.
game.
I'm back. So, let's see.
if Limited Run Games does a physical copy, I will buy one, even if I don't play it.
Yeah, it'll be fun to have.
We're taking risks with Star Wars again.
Oh my gosh.
That one.
Knights of the Old Republic
Man.
remake.
That game's dead. I mean, it's
Some easy counter picks here, boys.
yeah, we got a couple.
Derek, I wish so badly that
I mean,
that was on the radar, if
yeah.
at all. Because I don't.
It does say 2023 or later, which is better than TBA straight up.
Not in this case.
Mine
It's
said
not.
2023 in like December.
Yeah.
And it was for sure not coming out, and I had to get that's
Yeah,
one
you
of
had
the
to
games I got rid of.
DM the developer.
That
No.
said, it's being counterpicked harder than even Pokemon Black and White unannounced.
Yeah, because there's been a
There's
lot
3 very good candidates right now.
Yeah.
2 of them are mine. You guys are gonna Dikembe Mutombo my list.
I could say a 4th one, but I'm not gonna. No. Never mind. I've said too much.
True King. The pick is yours. How you gonna close out this draft, brother?
Oh, he's pondering.
All right, I think I got it. I've literally been debating this for the entire round, and
Portal remake on GameCube? What?
all right. You know what? This studio has not. They have not let me down. These devs have not let me down, so I'm gonna go
Somehow
for
picking
it.
through
It's a unique take on this IP. And I want to see how it pans out. Boom. Indiana Jones, baby.
Oh, it's a good
Nice.
one.
That sounds like a little bit of heart there, buddy.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, it's a
The
yeah,
issue's the release date.
it is. Now,
Yeah.
if it doesn't, here's the thing though. If it doesn't get counterpicked, you can always drop it if it doesn't actually end up coming out this year.
I'm just gonna go off of last year's developer direct effects. All those games came out.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
Rashawn,
I'm a roll the dice. And
Yeah,
Machine Games, their quality. I love the Wolfenstein games. Like I
doubt.
I trust them. I
I'm
trust
actually surprised this slipped this far. Honestly,
them. Me too.
I
I thought this
wanted
would have
it-
been someone's third pick.
I wanted it 4th or 5th, but I fought it.
Yeah, I debated it for the whole last round. So
I am a little concerned that slips to next year. I hope I'm wrong on that. Rashawn, you were right. All of those games came out for Xbox last year that they talked about. So we'll see. But
right.
it looked great. Like, it looks like a blast.
it does look fun.
Yeah, I have 2 games from that developer direct, Hellblade and Indiana Jones.
All right, I can take
Yeah.
whatever I want. This is the last pick
No
of the
one's
draft.
taking
here.
Ara? Come on,
No
John.
one's taking Ara. Not yet. Man. I got like 3 that I. Here's the thing, though. There's some of these I can add without a doubt in free agency. So what do I want to use the draft pick on? Man.
Yeah, I have a free agency pick.
I'm debating on my free agency strategy. We just talked about how
Waiting
slow
out a
and
little
steady,
bit.
right? Like
Yeah.
Tim waited till the last quarter of the
And
year.
it's only 5 extra this year.
So you can afford to wait even.
If you
Right.
pick, you're committed to it in most cases.
Yeah. But wait, like we said, it's a smaller crop this year, so
Yeah.
it's going to be a balance.
Yeah.
Man. Is it ready? I don't know.
Last
you
year
ready?
was so good that we all could have picked 5 games, and we still would have had like quality
Bangers,
great
yeah.
games left
Mhm.
over. Like that's
Yeah.
it when we factor in all of us.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's it. This past year was insane.
What did this game get on Metacritic?
I was doing the same thing earlier.
Yeah.
Looking
All
at
right.
past iterations.
That's
Yep.
good enough for me.
Frostpunk 1. Bam.
I trust this studio's pedigree. This game looked pretty cool. They sold me on it during the developer direct. We're taking Avowed.
That was the other. I'm like, that
I
was
had it
the
on
one.
my list.
That was on my list too.
Couldn't trigger. I was like, nope.
All right.
I'm gonna
that
play
could be
it,
really
and I'm
good.
looking forward to it. But I just think people are tired of that style of RPG.
All right.
That's why I'm just like, I don't know.
counter pick round. Who's beating me up?
Everyone.
It's counter pick time.
Who start? Is it you starting, John?
John
with the counter
starts?
pick?
I start. Yeah.
Oh, it's so disappointing. I picked on the assumption I was going third. Okay.
Oh no.
Got it.
The snake draft.
I don't think I have any
continues.
counter pickable games.
On your list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe Black Wukong if you want to be crazy, but
Right.
No, that is a date.
I don't think that's a surefire thing, but it does have the potential to score really high.
It could be bad. That's the studio's for that Chinese studio. That's their first game, so it could be
Yes.
trash, but it doesn't look trash.
There's no like pedigree to my knowledge,
No.
so like
There's not.
I think it'll do well though. I do.
I'm counter picking Persona 3.
Do it. You won't.
Okay.
Just throw it in the trash. The counter pick at that point.
Somehow someone took out all the people who are making Persona 3. It's not releasing until next year.
Yeah, that was probably the safest counter pick. Yeah.
Thought that was probably it.
KOTOR.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it makes sense, but I'm on vibes.
Oh, sorry. That is not the easiest counter pick. I literally already roasted this dude. Yeah, JT. I'm sorry, man. Wolverine. Let's just not play around. I'll just announce it. Let's do it. It's not. We know it's not. This is free points.
Yeah.
This is free.
So I consider KOTOR free points too, and at least I trust that Marvel's Wolverine exists. I don't trust that KOTOR even exists. So
Yes.
by some
That's the
freaking
difference.
yes, so by some miracle, if they're ahead of schedule because they're Insomniac, that's the small risk I wouldn't take over KOTOR. My number
It's
two.
crazy
pick.
that we're talking about those two.
Yeah.
But John is exactly right on the logic there. KOTOR is very,
true.
very likely dead. It's
Yeah.
already been scrapped. They're moving on to a new developer, and we've heard nothing. And that hurts, by the way. But like
I will
Wolverine-
say it is funny that I'm picking on myself as like he who's going to get Matumboed so bad here. I'm taking the second straight JT pick here with Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
That's-
a good
that's-
one.
I think
yeah.
that's a good pick. I think that Suicide Squad is going to do very
Yeah.
well.
So
I watched some gameplay on it, and it looked pretty solid.
Now,
Wait,
Tim,
you're
I
thinking
just
it's
I
a good
started
pick
off
for
the
JT?
show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
What do you say?
Yeah, he said he thinks it's going to be a good pick for JT. Yeah, like positive.
Oh,
I think
it's
a good pick for Derek. The counter pick.
I think it's a
I
good
was
pick
watching
for
some of the
Derek.
gameplay on it, and like the multiplayer aspect, I think is going to get it some points.
Yeah, we'll see.
Did you watch any
I
stuff
hope
on it
you're
or
right.
no?
I hope
Did you
you're
watch
right,
anything
Tim.
on it or no?
I
I've
have.
watched a ton on it.
Me too. It's just
I've
like
seen everything.
they just
unfortunately.
all have
I'm sorry.
guns. Why
They
do they all
have
just have?
guns.
I don't want to shoot things with Harley Quinn. I want to do flips and stuff. I don't. I'm King
I
Shark. I should be
think-
biting things, not shooting with an AK.
I hate
Right.
to say, my best case scenario for that game is like a 7 out of 10. Like if I can get there, I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, I don't think it's
You
going to
know,
do 90s, but I don't think it's going to do like under a 70.
Yeah, right.
no,
It's
I don't know.
close. It could, but yeah,
Yeah.
Derek's probably not going to get positive points for that, but it's not going to hurt him that much.
Yeah.
I think it's a decent counter pick because there's good games out here.
Yeah, as the one that's also going to get counterpicked a couple times here.
I mean,
Well, it can only be one.
you're not allowed to counter pick your own game. So what was he supposed to do?
It would just be called "Don't Pick 'em."
Am I safe to do Pokemon? Right? Like that's not.
You're pretty safe.
You're
safe.
somewhat safe.
Oh, I forgot that was sitting there already. Yeah, counter pick.
You're like 80% safe, I would say. I hope it happens. It's unannounced.
They
You
always
never know.
they
No, 'cause
always
then I'm
release
out.
something every year.
Yeah, I hope it happens
Right.
because it would do that to you, and I would play a fun Pokemon game.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that sounds stupid. Oh my gosh. All right.
Yeah, I wonder what
Tails.
Tim's gonna do here.
I think there's one other obvious one.
They
There
talk
is.
about they talk about while Tim picks, they talk about GMs like this in sports where there's certain GMs where if they call you asking for your player, you should keep that player because they're known to fleece people. If Tim, I'm telling you, you gotta watch out for this guy, man.
Listen,
I mean
so
that as a
here's-
compliment.
So here's my thing. Star Wars Outlaws is a great counter pick, but
I don't know about
I do
that.
not need to worry about Derek. I need to worry about Rashawn. So I'm going to counter pick Rashawn
Oh.
and pick his Endless Zero because I do not think that's coming out this year.
Hmm.
He looks like
That
he
could be
loses
tricky
place.
logic though. Like that.
It's coming out.
I don't know.
I'm worried about Rashawn. Sean has a good taste in games. I can see him turning it up at the end.
I like it. I like the strategy, trying to lock him
And
into a game.
honestly, I don't really see any other good counter picks for anyone else but Rashawn, so that's why I picked Rashawn.
So if it comes out and it's good, yeah, that benefits me, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah. He's
Yep,
whatever,
Big time.
whatever
Because it
positive
also
points.
hurt him.
Really
Yep.
hurt. Yeah.
Yeah. If it does well.
Star Wars was my pick there. Like, I don't think that is going to hit this year, and that is, like Rashawn said, that's a Ubisoft game. That's a roll of the dice.
I'm sure it got counterpicked by JT.
Indiana Jones.
That's picked Indiana. Okay.
That's a solid counter pick.
I think that's a better counter
one.
pick than Zenless, to be honest with you.
You know what I kind of took from all out of this is the year of the backlog and old mods of Asgard. No one's worried about them. They draft like shit.
Interesting.
You know,
Sure.
they're clearly not winners, especially that old mods of Asgard.
I mean, his history doesn't lie. He hasn't won.
Raise your hand if you won a trophy.
Oh,
It's okay, Tim. We know you woke up in October. It's fine. You got lucky.
it worked out.
Hey, listen, that's all I needed.
Yep.
I could go the rest of the months and still win.
Man,
Tim will.
he said he doesn't know his game.
There's going to be a post show after this with me and Tim in the Champions Lounge. It'll just be Tim and I hanging out, having some cocktails, talking about.
Just smacking.
It sounds like a
every one of us.
conversation. It's probably terrible.
You have
So if I'm reading this right, it's projecting Tim to win again, 82, because you want to be higher.
Right, but the projections are nothing.
Oh yeah, the projections, especially in this, I could tell by the things this means nothing. But just the website is projecting.
The projections they're worse than Yahoo Fantasy Football. So
they really are. They real talk. They are actually.
Yeah,
real
projections are only projections with fantasy websites. It's just.
And this is even more unknown. Like there's just there's brand new games. There's just people have no clue how these things are going to score.
A crapshoot. Yeah, like it's crazy.
So John,
I'm pretty sure they didn't have Baldur's Gate 3 as the game of the year,
right,
for last year's draft.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true.
So John texted me like, "Hey Tim, you know what winners do?" I'm like, "Oh shit, what do winners do?" He's like, "Spill your beer."
He did it.
I did it. I mean, I had no choice.
He committed to the bit.
I'm like on my keyboard. He's like, "It's up to you." So I just like poured it on my keyboard.
It's a good thing that I am not a threat to win because I don't drink beer.
True. Spill your Dr. Pepper.
Spill the Dr. Pepper.
That would be.
Well,
that
was some dark word stuff. I just blacked out.
I've done that before at GR.
Oh yeah, that's not good.
I've spilled pop on the audio board once.
Oh no.
Do not. Oh, best part about it was, I told it to the person that that had to fix it. So I'm already absolved of my crimes from here. But they were fixing it as I was walking in. I'm like, hey, what's going on here? Oh, some idiot spilled his pop all over the board. I'm literally holding a bottle of Dr. Pepper. And I'm like, oh man, that guy sucks, and just walk away. Just
it's funny.
That's
Jim is a saint. Yeah, sweet. All right, we're gonna wrap this up here. Yeah, good draft. I think it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, especially with a lot of the open slots there. Mm-hmm. So it'll be great. I'm not going to go around and waste my time. But Derek, anything to plug? Thank you for joining us tonight. We really appreciated you sitting in and providing the humor as always. But what do you got going on?
Stay tuned because it's not the video game aspect that has me being added to the Geekiverse squad here this year. It has to do with the tabletop stuff, and I've got a lot of ideas coming into the pipeline here, including we're actually going to do this as members of the station. We've got a couple of us that are just going to play some D&D, and if it goes well, we'll grab some cameras, plop it all together, get it ready. I'm going to keep bullying you. The three of you. Actually, Rashawn, I don't know if you've played Baldur's Gate 3.
No, it's lit.
So I'm bullying the three of you.
Yeah, you got me. Yeah.
Tim and I are going to bully you guys into doing streams of Baldur's Gate 3 because it's a fantastic game. It's a great way for people to get into D&D and how it has been going with that. That's my game plan for this year. So
sweet.
Stay locked on the channel, everyone.
All right.
Bully. Surprised you didn't pick the Bully remaster. Just kidding. So Derek, did you guys stream? You and Tim, have you streamed that yet?
No. We're saving
Why?
it for you two.
You don't need us.
No,
You
no, we
don't
need
need
We
you.
want you. There's a difference.
We
Yeah,
want
that's-
you.
That's craziness. All right. Busy with JT's backlog and my own. All right. We'll see how
Excuses.
things. Well, JT in the group. I can't read that text. We'll see how things shake out. It's going to be awesome here. We'll keep things updated periodically. Every week, John and I have Busy Sticks, which is our all video game talk show normally. So we're going to have an update on there anytime a game releases, anytime there's a score change, anything of the sort, just to keep you privy to the standings. I'm sure we'll post some of it on social media as well. Thanks for tuning in live at twitch.tv/thegeekiverse or on youtube.com/thegeekiverse. Don't forget, you can bookmark and download this podcast services wherever you listen to podcasts. Busy Sticks has its own feed now, so you can just search Busy Sticks and find it there. Of course, if you want more podcasts past that, we do have the general Geekiverse feed. Just search the Geekiverse. Good stuff, fellas. For John, for Derek, for Tim, for Rashawn, and the Phantom Menace, JT, I'm Josiah. We'll catch y'all soon. Happy 2024.